Some of them are really like, especially when they're in 80s, 90s years old, their mind digresses a little bit and they're kind of childlike in a way. And that's why you have to deal with them, especially if someone has dementia, because my mom has dementia. So I definitely have to, I treat her like a toddler. When I deal with her, I have to treat her like she is a kid, and I know that she has no reasoning.
I didn't know what I was doing the first time I went to the hospital and saw it. I was very shocked because I didn't know what to do, and the hospital is very terrible at helping people. Too.
Dang, I'm sorry to say.
Shout out.
Don't say the hospital if you said they're terrible.
Shout out to the hospital in Altamont here, bitch asses. I don't care, man. I think my bags needs to be changed. I'm like, what the?
We could have done this hours ago, right? We could have missed
right when we're checking out,
right.
Man. So, but I made sure, and I told him, I was like, his problem is he rushes. And you don't want to rush this particular thing on your body. You want to make sure it's done. Bad because he's dying, but I don't. Like I'm like, I know you're dying, but I don't. I find it more annoying to take care of him. And this is me being 100%.
If it's crazy,
all right, go now.
Wait.
Get in there! Oh my God!
Hey guys, welcome to the Family Mess. I'm Noah, and have a nice day.
Good God!
I love the Family Mess. Oh my
Welcome to the Family Mess Podcast. I'm your host, Ian, and this is my wife and co-host, Nathalie. The Family Mess, the podcast about life with teens and all things adulting. Let's talk. I said teens, not kids. They're not kids anymore.
They aren't kids. Well, yes, they are teens.
I still call them kids if I want to. But what's up, Nathalie? I'm back in town again from my week-long trip.
Yes, welcome home, Ian. You've been gone a whole week. I had 7 days of freedom.
Nathalie was free. I wasn't there annoying her as usual. So, yes, I was gone for a whole week. Away.
I enjoyed my free time. I tried not to go to bed too late.
But you did. I know you did.
Not that bad. No, not that bad.
What do you do when I'm gone? You put trash on my side of the bed?
I put stuff all on his side of the bed. I do.
Papers,
I leave my laptop there, my notebook, my headphones. God. Everything's on your side of the bed.
Everything except bed sheets are on my side of the bed.
The sheets are on there, but yes. Your bed side of the bed has many other accessories to it. It's like I have a body made of electronics and random devices.
She can't wait till I leave. It's just like, oh, I'm free. I can do whatever I want.
I did. But I enjoy, you know what? Look, I wish I had more time to enjoy the time because our house is there's always somebody in the house. It's rare that I'm home by myself. So during the day when the kids were gone to school, I was literally home by myself. But I couldn't really enjoy it because I had to start working and stuff. But
it was so quiet. There's no one there. My dad wasn't there.
No,
just nobody.
So yesterday, before you came home,
Jesus.
I was like, okay, I got to clean up. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put on my music because there's nobody to complain about it.
Is that why the speaker was out there under the table?
Well, that was from Friday
when
Carrie and Artisha came over.
Right.
But I love either way it would have been out and on. And so I had about a good hour before Noah came home, and I had my music going, and I was jamming, and I was cleaning, and I was feeling good because I can't blare music anymore because your dad's here, so I can't.
He's fine.
I don't even blare music. I mean, I'll blare music for y'all. I don't care if you guys don't like it or not.
Demons are going to come in the house. That's all he's going to say.
I don't blare music when your dad's around.
I do.
I don't think
I go in my bedroom sometimes at night and I just turn it up.
But that's your bedroom. I mean, in the house, the house itself was full of music.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I had it in the kitchen.
That must have felt so good though.
It was.
Just
I turned it up loud, I turned it up even louder than normal.
I bet you people could hear you outside.
They may have. But I enjoyed that. So, but it was I like when you're here, but to get a break every now and again, I appreciated that time.
You like when I'm not here. That's okay.
Why do you always say that I don't like you around? I love you around.
Oh, I love you too.
I'm
rubbing your arm right now.
Get out of here. So how was your trip? What happened?
Oh, I took a recent trip back to Jamaica. I have not been to Jamaica in 20 plus years.
Dang, that's pretty bad. That's your born country. That's where you were born.
That's where I was born, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You have not been there.
20 years. I feel bad. It's pretty bad. I haven't done that. So, but we took my dad.
Did Jamaica welcome you with open arms?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's
welcome with open arms.
Nah, I just felt as open as I could. I mean, I was definitely a foreigner.
But you're definitely a foreign. You come from a foreign.
When I was down there, I didn't try to. I didn't talk barely. I just walked with my dad and whatever. I didn't say much. I kept my conversations very short. I didn't talk a lot down there because you don't want to draw attention to yourself when you're from different countries.
So what you went to Jamaica for?
Oh, my dad. So my dad is sick, and we went down there to try to take care of some business for him, some land business, and paying some taxes for him. So we had to get all that stuff done.
So wait, who all went though? Who all went? Like
Me, my dad, my sister, and her entire family went down there for an entire week. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. I thought it was gonna be kind of crazy,
it's
but
like a bonding bonding trip.
Yeah, I mean, her kids are well behaved. No issues or anything crazy like that. So it ended up being a really good trip. But one of my relatives booked me a resort, but I told her to book me a resort 5 minutes from my sister's, 5 to 10 minutes. She booked me a resort like 40 minutes. So like the last couple of days, we couldn't do nothing because she was,
No love lost, but yeah, definitely don't use that person again
I
for your
was
travels.
so annoyed. I was like, I told her to specifically book me like 5 to 10 minutes walking distance. That way we could just, meet up for lunch, dinner,
Right.
and just hang out together. It's mostly for my dad because my dad really likes my sister's family. Like he loves them very much. So, that's, me, he sees me all the time, but all he talks about is her and, your sister married a white man. That's what he said. I told him Stacey this week, I'm like, oh my gosh, Dad loves that your husband is white. Like he really looks up to
Man, that's like an old trope, man. That's like an old Jamaican trope.
Yeah, man. Like it was a thing. I told her,
but that's back to that's kind of cultural. Like,
is it?
Yeah, like because of how they were raised in the era that they were raised in. Like, I hate to say it like that, but white was right. Like that's
so
just how they were raised.
White's powerful, get more.
Right, because he was raised in a time, he was born in
the
the 40s?
Yeah, 40s.
Yeah,
50s,
so it was a different time when he was growing up, 40s and
right.
50s and 60s.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think about that.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Yeah, you're right. But the first couple of days was weird because I didn't know anything. I didn't know anywhere. We went to my dad's hometown of Mandeville. That's where he's from. That's where I was born. And I didn't know anything. I mean, I was fine walking around, but you could tell that he knew where he was going. Like he walked around. This fool walked out. As traffic is moving, he just walks out.
Yes, and imagine Ian's dad is about what, 5'4"?
Yeah, 5'4", short as hell.
He's a little skinny guy.
Yeah, and he just walked out in traffic. And the cars stopped and they're blowing their horns, and he didn't even look up at them. And he's like, and I'm screaming, "What are you doing?" And the other Jamaicans are like, who the hell is this guy just walking? Like, they're looking at him like he's crazy. Like, this dude's crazy. He didn't do that once. He did that several times. I was like, Dad. He's like, if they hit me, they're going to go to jail. I'm like, yeah, but you'll be dead. I was like, what are you doing? I mean, after a while, I didn't even follow him. I was like, I don't even care. If you want to get hit by a car, go.
Well, he made it through.
Go right ahead.
He knows what he's doing. He got it down.
I mean, no one's going to bother anybody down there. Obviously, I think one or two people knew him down there, but he was very comfortable down there, extremely comfortable down there. He was taking us through back alleys. I'm like, is this safe? He's like, it's fine. I'm like, what the hell, man? This back alley with some crazy people looking at us, but he knew his way around town the same every time. So we followed him the first couple of days, got some items done. He showed us his land. He was really happy. I mean, what I saw down there was somebody that was extremely happy to be back.
Right, but one thing I don't think we've talked about is your dad's diagnosis.
Yeah, my dad.
He came about a year ago to get some other medical stuff that wasn't majored done.
Correct.
And then right before he was supposed to go back to Jamaica,
right before,
after being here a year, he was supposed to only be here like 2 or 3 months. Like I think you had booked this ticket to go home and everything.
Yes.
And then God intervened and he got sick and took him to the emergency room and they diagnosed him with
cancer. He had colorectal cancer and it was inoperable. It means they're not going to operate on it at all. So it's permanent. So he's dying of cancer right now. That's it. It's spread to his liver. And he's going to die. It's weird, though.
We're all going to die, but...
Well, yeah, it's weird having a parent that is sick, and now you have to take care of them all the time and think about how you're going to take care of them, take them to the doctors, ask them every day how they're feeling. But sometimes my dad's stubborn, doesn't tell you how he's feeling, so you have to kind of watch him, look at him closely to make sure he's fine. And it's changed the way I view things for me. I mean, I'm really comfortable anymore now because of him. I'm not blaming him. It's just that I'm not in a very comfort level right now because I just don't know. I mean, if you get sicker, then we have a plan for that too. But
right. But okay, you also didn't mention he had to get a ostomy.
Yeah, he had to get an ostomy.
And what's an ostomy bag?
It's where you can't go to the bathroom usually, so they put they take your intestines out and they put it right at the side. It's like a bag. And you poop in the bag instead of going to the bathroom.
Well, the poop flows as it flows through your intestines. It flows to
it flows.
Some of it goes out.
Yes,
the regular place.
Some of it goes out.
And then some of it goes through the bag.
and goes
It
right
goes
in the
into
bag.
the bag.
And the purpose of that
It's
was
an external bag.
Yeah, and the purpose of that was his tumor is so big that it's blocking towards the end of his colon. It's blocking anything from coming out, and they won't operate on it. So this is the only way they can literally save his life. Like if the bag's not there, he dies. So the bag was a big change for me, a significant change for me, because I didn't know what I was doing the first time I went to the hospital and saw it. I was very shocked because I didn't know what to do, and the hospital is very terrible at helping people. Too.
Dang, that's sorry to say.
Shout out.
Don't say the hospital if you said they're terrible.
Shout out to the hospital in Altamont here, bitch asses. I don't care, man. You know why I'm saying that? I'm not saying that because I hate them.
They just didn't give you the support
I'm saying
that you needed.
because what they do is when you have hospitals don't want to keep you in there long. Once they collect their insurance money, they want you out of the bed as soon as they can. So the nurse goes, we need somebody here to learn this. I'm like, well, what happens if we don't have anybody to come? Well, and somebody has to come. Like they're very mean to you. They don't treat you well. And I told the nurse, I'm like, I don't have any experience doing this. I'm not a nurse. I don't know. She goes, well, you have to learn. That's all. They don't care about anything. They just want you to do it and get your loved one out of the hospital as soon as they can. It's very, out of all the experiences I've had, that was probably the most negative I had about the hospital. And I just don't want anybody else to go through it. But if you ever have a loved one in the hospital.
So what's the best thing to do?
I mean, the best thing to do is just ask questions and don't let them out of the hospital until you're comfortable. Just don't do it. You talk to them.
So you got to advocate for yourself and whoever's in the hospital.
You do, because if it's up to the hospital, they want your loved one out, and then you're stuck you have to get detailed instructions and help. And if you're not comfortable, don't let them out, because once they let them out in your care, that's it. The hospital's done. Then you have to care for this parent. And that's what happened to me. The first 2-3 weeks was just hideous. I've never had to change a bag before. Luckily, I had a friend that was going through something similar with his loved one, and he gave me some tips to kind of help me. But I had to learn all this by myself. Then I had to go ask questions. I had to go look online. I joined an ostomy group, local here, to help me figure out a lot of things, ask a lot of questions. And even when we travel, I had to ask some questions from them. Hey, what do you do when you travel?
Oh, yeah, because you went on a plane
You
with
went
the
on a
bag.
plane. So when you go on a plane in a bag, you got to do certain things. And so they were a big help. But I'm telling you, man, this is tough, man. I mean, I'm taking it in stride. It's not stressful. I'm not like suffering. I sleep, but it's a big change in my life. I'm not comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not comfortable anymore.
Yeah, and one of those things, though, too, like with your in this situation with your dad, some of this was probably preventable. But when you're dealing with stubborn relatives, sometimes it's hard. And one of the things I've learned from stubborn relatives is just to find a way. Do whatever you can to get them the help that they need, right? Because I have a relative recently, and it was obvious that they needed to go to a doctor and at least get some blood work done and check, because they hadn't been to a doctor in probably 20 years.
Probably longer,
And they got diagnosed as like pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
Now, their sibling had already had a stroke from having diabetes and not treating it. And they were basically on their way to the same thing. But every time we would tell the person they needed to go to the doctor, they would act like, I'm fine. Oh, I know I need to go, but I'll go. Until finally, you know what? I had when a bunch of relatives were around, and I had, and the person's finally had some grandchildren, so maybe that's
what it
too.
was. That's exactly what it was.
But I had to be like, you're going. Like I had to do it when people were around that he wouldn't. There would be
he's not going to say no
pressure,
to. Yeah.
Right? There's peer pressure, and they were fussing at him too.
Man.
And so he finally went and got the blood work done.
I didn't think in a million years this person would go to the doctor. I'm like, there's no way he's going to go to the doctor. He's never been before.
No, he ain't been in I don't know how many years, probably 20 years.
Man.
But then now now he can begin to take the actions to help prevent him actually getting diabetes and actually getting sick and then becoming a burden to other people.
Yeah,
because
man.
We would talk to him and he's like, oh, if anything happens to me, just put me in a home.
It's not that
and
easy.
It ain't that simple.
They ain't going to do that.
It ain't that simple.
Your loved ones will be taking care of you. That's what's going to happen.
That's but he didn't see it that way. He just said, I'll put me. But so now I'm hopeful that he would. Now we had to do the intervention. So that's one of the things I say is you have to be more forceful with them. Because even my dad now at 93, he doesn't want to walk.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I told you he's getting old. Yeah, but the thing is, when you get old, like I can tell, he's just tired.
No, but I said to him yesterday, and he laughed. I said, you're not dead yet, but you acting like you're dead. And he goes, he started laughing. He goes, yeah, you're right. You know, I'm like, you sit here and you watch TV all day. You won't get up and go
I'm
walk.
telling you, man.
But if you sit, so I said, if you don't use it, them legs gonna stop working. You're gonna lose it.
Well,
you have to move.
If you don't move, your mind starts setting your body up to go.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of keep moving and keep moving and keep going. Because once you start sitting down, being sedentary and not doing anything, your mind's like, hey,
Now
it's time to start setting up shop, shutting down shop. You know,
for sure. So with your dad. So what are you having to do with your dad?
man.
How's that? I guess.
How does that make me feel?
How has having to now? Because okay, this is the kind of weird part for you.
Yeah.
Because I know the backstory. So you had all this like trauma with your dad.
Yes.
And you did not like your dad.
No,
and you
no.
hated.
I still don't to a point. I don't.
You disliked your dad for a long time.
Yeah, I really
and,
did.
And now you're having to care for him. Like,
Oh, it's the worst thing ever. I still don't like this man to a point. Of course, there's some love because I'm not going to let him just suffer, obviously. But it's weird going through this because as I'm helping him, there's no feelings attachment to helping him. I'm just doing it because it's the right thing to do. I think I need counseling. I really do. Because I'm like, I even told my sister, I'm like,
are you conflicted?
yeah, I'm like, I should feel bad because he's dying, but I don't. Like, I'm like, I know you're dying, but I don't. I find it more annoying to take care of him. And this is me being 100% truthful. I find it more annoying that I have to take care of him now because he didn't take care of himself years ago.
Right.
And he took so much from me, my sister, and my mom when we were growing up. I mean, he was extremely selfish, and he got what he wanted in life. And now at the end of his life, he's still getting more from us. And he's not giving anything back. You know, he's the exact same person he was 40, 50 years ago as he is now going in his 80s, you know, going to his 90s now. He's not changed. Even diagnosed with cancer, not changed.
All right. But that goes back to, okay, so I have a group chat with my family. It's like 40, 50 of us in this group chat. And the conversation came up about like, you know, because some of my brothers aren't the best parents to their children, and their children now have these trauma. And I have one set of nephews and nieces, whatever, and they don't want to deal with their parent at all. Like, period. They've cut off all ties. And my brother's like, oh, you know, you guys, that's your only parent. Like, you know, you should try, even in the smallest way, to deal with them every now and again. And they're like, no, we've had enough. And I agree with them. Because you for yourself have to pick what's right for you.
Yes.
And my brother was trying to kind of guilt them a little bit to say that, you know, it's your dad.
No, man.
But the thing is, I say this. If he's like, well, what if when he dies and you're sad? Okay, but that's for them to choose.
Correct.
Whether or not they're willing to accept no communication and that person dies.
Yep.
Or if they're willing to sacrifice to have the communication so they don't feel bad when that person dies.
Yeah.
But the only person that can make that decision is them.
Yeah.
And then I told them, it's okay. It's okay if you don't want to talk to your parent. If you have a parent who, when you see them, that it triggers you. They trigger you. They give you negative emotions. You're always arguing with them, or you're always feeling like it makes you want to cower every time you're around that parent, regardless of whether they bore you or they've contributed to your creation. You don't have to be around them.
Yeah.
And you don't have to maintain a relationship with them. And for me, I'm proud of them for them to be able to say, this is not good for me and my kids and my family or myself. And I am removing myself from this situation because I want better for my future and my family's future.
I agree.
Right? But not everybody can only say that or do that. And my other niece, she's chosen to maintain her relationship with her parents, even though at times it can be complicated for her because she doesn't want that on her conscience.
Oh,
and that's fine, and that's her choice to make.
Yeah,
right?
I've talked to my conscience a long time ago, and I don't even care. It's Natalie. I'm conflicted, man. I think I need counseling for this. I'm like,
you should go talk to somebody.
And I am. I think I should feel bad because my dad is dying of cancer. I should. Because most people, when you have a loved one that's dying, you know, you have sympathy for them. But I have nothing for him. Like, there's nothing there. Like, I'm dead on the inside for him. If it's for anybody else, I think I would have something. But he treated us so bad. Now, I don't hate him, but I'm just...
Right. You don't hate him because you realized at some point that he did the best that he knew how.
Correct.
And you had to not forgive him, but you had to let it go for yourself
Correct.
so you could move on with your life.
Yeah.
Because you were holding, remember, that's part of why you went to Sedona,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You're carrying all of that.
Yep, the baggage.
That baggage from your dad, from childhood, and it was now affecting our marriage and
Yeah.
your relationship with your own children.
Yeah,
right?
man. I the last several, since he's been diagnosed, I've been dealing with it, and I said, I have no feelings for this. Like, if he were to die tomorrow, I'd be like, oh. I was talking with a friend about this. She goes, oh, you'd be sad if your dad died. I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Like, I told this person, I'm like, you don't understand. My dad is not the guy he is now is not the guy he was growing up. Like, now he's trying to change, which is good.
He's trying.
He's trying, and he's trying new things, but he still hasn't accepted any responsibility for what he did.
And he might never do that.
Because I've talked to him about it. I'm like, you didn't do this. It's like, he thinks he actually treated us very good, and he was a very good father. Like, I've had real conversations to try to work things out with him. But you can't. When somebody doesn't know if they think they treated you good, but I'm telling you didn't treat us like that, but he still thinks he did, then there's no need to have a conversation anymore, because your world, you think you were this person. And he really thinks
that's his reality.
Yeah,
and
man.
You can't change his reality until he wants to change
Correct.
his reality.
And he doesn't want to change. He thinks he was the best husband to my mom. I just try when he talks. I don't even get mad. I just shake my head. I'm like, and I told my sons, I'm like, I said, Grandpa loves you guys. He does. He loves you guys more than he loves me. But I said, I'm not mad about that. I'm not going to even stop you from seeing him. I would never do that. I just want you to understand that the grandpa that you see today is not the grandpa that raised your dad. It's a totally different guy, but it's the same person, like very stubborn. Even with this,
stubborn and selfishness is still,
even with this damn bag, he's stubborn. I mean, doesn't want to listen to me. And Dad, you need to change the bag. No, I don't have to change it. Okay, can you help me change it? 5-6 hours later, I'm like, I told you that hours ago.
Yeah, but that's where with parents, though, one of the things that I've learned with dealing with parents who are stubborn, because both my parents are very stubborn, is you have to learn one of two things. You have to either learn to manipulate them to get them to do what you want, or you have to tell them you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you say.
Pretty much.
And this is what we're going to do. Like those are the only way because trying to just reason with them and talk with them, it doesn't work. They're like set in their ways so bad.
Yes.
And then, until I told my dad yesterday, like he's, you're not dead yet, but you're acting like you're dead. I think for him, that kind of clicked in his head. Yeah. And then he got up.
Because
he got up from the couch.
Because they don't think about it. They're just trapped in their own minds about what they want to do. They don't think about what's actually going on right now. So
So I've had to really learn the art of manipulation with my mom to get her. I would get her to do things.
You're a master of it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you have to almost remember, and it's kind of sad in a way, but it is what it is. A lot of times they're adults, but their minds digress a little bit. Some of them are really especially when they're in 80s, 90s years old, their mind digresses a little bit and they're kind of childlike in a way. And that's why you have to deal with them, especially if someone has dementia, because my mom has dementia. So I definitely I treat her like a toddler. When I deal with her, I have to treat her like she is a kid, and I know that she has no reasoning.
Yep.
That's how I had to deal with her to get her to do what I needed her to do.
Yeah.
And then with my dad now, I still, he's stubborn. He's of sound mind and body. Well, his body's going a little bit, but he's of sound mind. But even how I deal with him, he has to feel like he's in charge in a way, but yet I'm in charge, but I'm running the show. I have to make him feel like he's still in charge, but get him to do things sometimes.
I could see that.
But that's just how with dealing with elderly parents. It's a tough thing.
I don't know. It's changed. It's really. I'm not gonna lie. It's even affected. I'm not gonna say it's affected my job, but even when I'm at work, I think about this in the background of my mind, like what I have to do and take him to the doctor and all these.
Yeah,
things.
because you are 100% his caregiver. He, luckily, fortunately, right now he's still able to walk around. He still cooks. We make him cook and stuff. He can still do things.
He's not sick yet. So
yes, but as far as that bag, because if that bag isn't changed, the whole house will smell like poop.
Oh God! And
it's happened more than once.
I had to tell him even on our trip. This is my fault. He didn't. Dad, you change the bag? Yeah, it's fine. And I didn't even make sure before we left. And
see, that's part of the childlike part.
Yeah, because he doesn't want
to an elderly parent.
Because he just wants to just do it. I'm like that, and I let him do it. He's pretty much independent. And on the plane, it smelled like crap. And I'm like,
on a 2-hour plane
on a 2-hour
ride,
plane flight,
smell like poo the whole
dying.
time. And that means the whole plane, the whole section of the plane
probably
will smell like
not
poo.
the whole plane, but probably the section of the plane.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The section.
And I'm like,
yeah.
And I told him on the plane, I'm like, Dad, is your bag fine? It's like, fine. I'm like, no, it's not, man. I was like, you think you should go to the bathroom? He didn't even get up to go to the bathroom. I'm like,
So basically, he tortured the whole plane
yes.
ride with the poo. With
then we had to
poo
take a
smell.
taxi 2 hours. When we got to Jamaica, we had to take a taxi 2 hours to where we're going, and the whole thing just. And I'm like, this is the worst day ever. And I told him, I was like, Dad, you can't. And then we had like an argument about this. I was like, Dad, you don't realize how your bag impacts everybody around you. It's not just you. So just
because he almost cleared out a house once.
that was his. I wasn't home when you told me about it later.
Yeah, man. Everybody was it's like torture, but I mean, I just ignored it
because he doesn't realize it. And I had to warn him, like, Dad, when you change this bag, you got to close the door, open the window. You can't just. It's not like a regular going to the bathroom episode. Like it.
Oh, you know what somebody told me? Sorry, real quick before I forget. Somebody told me when you're in the bathroom and if you have a little bit of essential oil, you just drop a bit on the floor, it'll totally dissipate the smell.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Oh,
Shireen told me that.
Well, I'm getting some essential oils today.
Yeah, we have some, but she said just drop it a little bit on the floor,
and it'll just get rid of it.
The whole smell.
Really?
She's like, "What do you think poopery is?" But that goes in the toilet, but you can use it, just drop it.
But it's the same thing.
That's what she said. I haven't tried it yet.
Really?
I'm gonna try it.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that does sound like that's pretty bad though, to have to deal with that on the
Oh God, it was a
plane.
night. But you know what? That was my fault. That was my fault for not really, because I trusted him, and I realized I can't trust this man.
No, once a man, twice a child.
Yeah, I can't.
Right? So
when I tell him something, I cannot trust him. So when we went to Jamaica, as soon as we got to the hotel, I'm like, change your bag. He's like, yes. And then for the next 2 days, perfect. And we had to go on a cab ride again. I'm like, does your bag need changing? No, I'm like, let's go change it. And when I changed it, nothing. No odors, no nothing. Before we left to come back, I was like, Dad, you should change your bag. He's like, no, it doesn't need changing. I'm like, it needs to be changed. Right before leaving the hotel, what does he do?
Right. How many hours before that did you tell him he needs to change?
Like 5-6 hours before. We woke up that morning. I was like, I think you need to change your bag. But we're leaving today. He's like, I'm fine. There's nothing. I've been changing. I'm like, yeah, but let's just change. And he got mad. Like, he got mad at me. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I'm like, as long as I don't smell it, because if I smell it, we're going to change the bag.
Right, because if you smell it, everybody else is smelling
Yeah, so when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I sniff the air, because we're sharing the same room together. So I'm like, if I don't smell anything, we're fine, But if I smell something, we're changing the bag. So I didn't smell anything, so I'm like, we're fine. But I guess there was some stuff leaking in there. And right before we're about to leave to check out the hotel, he's like, I think my bag needs to be changed. I'm like, what the?
We could have done this hours ago, right? We could have missed
right
the
when we're
flight.
checking out,
Right.
man. So, but I made sure, and I told him, I was like, his problem is he rushes. He rushes, and you don't want to rush this particular thing on your body. You want to make sure it's done almost perfect. And I said, you got to stop rushing this, Dad. I said, you got to go stand in front of a mirror and make sure you put it on and just look. Don't rush, because he wants to rush and just get it done. He doesn't like messing with it. I'm like, it's reality. It's the way it is. And but we were fine. When I did all the bag changes, no issues at all. Nothing. Perfect. Perfection.
So as far as like having to deal with the bag, like what would you, if somebody else had to deal with that, or that was something new to somebody, what would you tell them?
It takes people a while to get some people eventually do get used to it as part of their life, but when you first get it, it takes that person sometimes months to really accept that there's this thing on the outside of it and it's going to fill up with poop. That's a hard thing to accept, because that's not a natural thing for us. Once you accept it, then whoever is taking care of you, you got to have this relationship where, hey, I'm going to change.
Do people usually do it only by themselves, or do they usually have to have some help? At some point in time, you have to have help.
The first couple months, you're going to have somebody help you, because it does take a while to, depending on the person. Everybody is individual, so everybody has their specific bag, the type of bag, how it's on. It's very particular.
So it's like a whole it's like a science.
It is, and they got a whole industry based on this. It's crazy. So they have some that are athletic that have their bags. If you're just a person that's not athletic, you have a different type of bag. Some people have bags that are small. It just depends. But once you find the bag for the person you're taking care of, for the first several months, you want to make sure the area is very, very clean. Because usually poop, it goes in the toilet. It doesn't go in a bag. So that whole area has to be very clean all the time. You got to get, and you can order all this stuff from companies. Make sure it's clean. Make sure to keep an eye on the skin. The skin is what the bag attaches to, with a wax ring around the skin. And you want to make sure it's just clean. Really, really, really clean all the time. And with my dad, I'm worried about him because he's a nasty ass fool. He's not very clean.
Dang, you ain't so nice, man.
I don't care, man. But he's nasty. So I have to make sure to tell him, like, Dad, make sure. And then he gets mad at me. I'm like, Dad, I'm not yelling at you. I'm talking to you. Just make sure when you clean this, don't press it very hard and irritate the skin. I'm like, just take your time. He wants to be real rough. And I'm like, no, Dad, you don't want to irritate your skin because that's the only thing you have is your own skin. So you want to take care of it. And they give you these special wipes to keep your skin moist. That way, that way the skin doesn't start coming off. So there's a lot of things you have to do. But I almost have him to be fully independent though. So he's pretty much there, but I have to kind of watch him a couple times. If I smell anything, I'm like, go back in the room and do it again. Because other than that, I think he's almost dependent. But it's been a very big change for me though. It's not.
So what's like the biggest thing you think you've learned from having to go through all this right now?
Patience. Yeah, you just gotta have a lot of patience. I'm not used to being a very patient person, but just a lot of patience.
Yes, when you're dealing with an elderly family member, patience is key
and
for
tolerance.
sure.
Just a lot of tolerance for them not listening and you can't get mad. You can get frustrated, but getting mad doesn't do it. You have to learn. Like with the bag, I had to learn quickly how to do this because he wasn't going to do it. He couldn't do it himself. He couldn't do anything himself.
And then the nurse doesn't come every day. You think they're going to have a nurse for you every day, especially when you first go home.
Nope.
And they don't even provide a nurse every day for you to learn.
The nurse didn't show up for
home.
almost 3 weeks. So there's a couple episodes where I had accidents and I had to figure out how to clean, and it was bad. It was really bad. And I don't wish this on anybody, but it happens. This happens all the time to people.
Yes, but colon cancer can definitely be prevented if you go and get your colonoscopies done.
I got mine coming up.
Yeah, yeah. Get your colonoscopies, and they have that Cologuard thing if you don't want to get the colonoscopy, but that's it's not as accurate as a colonoscopy. But those are things you can do to prevent. Yeah. And if he had went to the doctor and done the tests like he was supposed to,
even once in the last 2-3 years, they would have.
Yeah, and it's typically it's a slower moving cancer.
Yeah, so he's had symptoms for a long time and it didn't tell.
Right, until everything came to a head, and then now it's
it wasn't
too
until
late.
it was like he was literally dying where he called the ambulance.
Right.
So my dad is the kind of person that never told me he was feeling a certain way sick. He had the cancer started probably 3-4 years ago growing. Mm-hmm. And the surgeon told me, your dad the last 2 years had to have had symptoms because of how big the tumor was.
All right.
So he just didn't tell us.
Yeah, and sometimes, what I've come to realize too with older people, you have to be very specific in what you ask them.
Yeah, you got to dig. Man. You can't believe they'll tell you stuff to kind of get you off their backs, but you have to dig.
Yeah, or
they won't tell you.
And make sure you're on their HIPAA forms and all that kind of stuff. As much as you can get on all of every doctor they go to, get them to fill out a HIPAA form.
Facts.
So you can call the doctor yourself, even when they're not there, and get an information and find out what's going on with them.
Yep.
Because once they don't do that, you are totally blind to anything to do with their health care.
Can't do nothing.
Anything with their health, you don't know, and you have no control. And you can't ask the doctor if you're not on that HIPAA, they will not release information to you. So a lot of times the people get for me, I've had to deal with dementia. They get dementia. No one's on their HIPAA form. Their kids are seeing like something's not right, but they can't call the doctor and ask the doctor because they're not on the HIPAA form to find out, hey, have you noticed this with my mom, or can you guys give her this test? And even if you're, not right there with them, you can always call and get that information.
Because you're on the form.
Right, because you're on the form. You can call. Even if you're in another state, another country, you can call the doctor's office, and they're more than happy to talk to you and tell you what's going on with your parent. But they can only do that because they want to help them too. But they can only do that if you're on the form.
Yep,
so whatever you can do when you go to visit your parents, you want to get that HIPAA form filled out and just let them know, hey, if you need, sometimes you got to have to manipulate and tell them certain things to get them to fill out the form. But, tell them, hey, this is just so, what if you need a prescription and I need to call it in for you? I need this HIPAA form. You got to put me on the HIPAA form or else I can't do the prescription if something happens.
Yep, that's correct.
And, they always want their pills. So that's one way.
Yeah, my dad takes his pills all the time.
Right. Something about when they get older, they're always about their pills. Like they make sure they take their pills.
Yep.
It's kind of a weird thing, but anything with the doctor, a lot of them, not everybody, but a lot of them do. But so if you can make sure that you're on that HIPAA form with every doctor they go to, the eye doctor, the regular doctor, every doctor that they have, you want to find out that number and get that form and have them fill it out. So, but that's all I got for today.
But the last thing I want to add before what this has taught me with my dad is I really have to watch and take care of my health, even though I kind of already have, but seeing even the kids see this now and they're like, whoa, you know, I said, this is why you can't eat everything. You got to really watch what you do with your bodies and really like watching them go through this. Like,
But yeah, more and more young people are actually getting these types of
yeah.
cancers, and it's from the food that we're eating.
It is.
Because, you know, the system is really bad here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but yeah, that's the one takeaway I can take from it is I'm looking out like that. That was an eye opener for me. I kind of did before, but after seeing him do this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make sure I get my colonoscopy every whatever the year. But now
I think it's every 5 years.
But now that it's a family member that has it, it's every 3 years for me.
Oh,
Because
okay.
a family member has it now, so it's gone every 3 years for me because of that. So
See, they told me I couldn't get mine for 3 years.
mine is every 3 years.
Oh.
I think it's 5.
Because my dad had colon cancer, but
Is it every 5 or 3?
I think it was 5. The lady told me because I was trying to get 2 at the same time. I had to get endoscopy done, and I was like, "Well,
okay.
can you just do the thing so I don't have to do this twice?" And then they were like, "No, it's too soon."
I don't want to do it, but I hate how they say it's too soon. I should be able to do this every year because cancer can grow between.
Yeah, but it's like typically it's a slower growing cancer.
They're
but-
doing that because they don't want to pay for nothing. But that's all right.
You know how that
That's
goes.
another
a whole nother
episode.
yeah. Exactly.
Oh man, well that's it for the day. But that was fun. I do need some help though.
Go get you some therapy,
I
Ian.
need some help.
Go get some therapy.
I'm gonna get some help. But yeah, join us on the streaming platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the other streaming platforms. The Family Mess Podcast. Join us again. Great episode.
How about thank you for listening?
Thank you for listening, everybody. We're back. We need
Yes.
some ideas.
Tell your friends.
Email us. Do something. Get us
Hit
back
us in the
out there.
comments if
Family
you're on
Mess.
Spotify.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Oh,
You didn't know that trick?
Come on, man. You can't. All right, man. Did you hear that? That was nasty.